getting into this tutorial. It's going to be a continuation of the course POL226, and we're going to be taking public relations. Just before we go straight into it, for those of us who are new to the stream, please just do smash like button, subscribe to the channel, and also join our private class where we do most of all the work. All right, for those of you who might be wondering, all right, why is this of becoming a member of the private class? There's a lot of what we do here on YouTube. It's more like the familiarization phase. About 40% is what's being taught. 60% is held back to, all right, the Telegram class, which is strictly for people in the private class. All right, for those of you that might be interested in becoming a member of the private class, just well to reach out to us on our official website on www.tutoril.com. All right. With this being said, let's go straight into today's class. So we have pool 2, all right, 226. Please just let me know if you can't hear my voice. I think I'm just going to test the audio right away to be sure. All right. So sorry. Okay. I think I need to adjust my microphone. Okay. I think it's better this way. Like I said, I apologize for the fact that the illumination is not as good as it's not as bright as it's expected. This is one thing we are committed to what we do, whether there is power, whether there is no power, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, we are committed. So when we see there will be class, there will be class. We are committed, we are bound by our word. The fact that people in the private class has been deliberate about financing and seeing that this class is old, right? Paid for it, definitely we are committed to our word. Okay, so there's as it says, public relations. All right, public relations. Now, this is not something new to us, especially in this department. All right, it's not something new to us. It's a combination of two different words, which are public and relation. We're talking about public now. We're talking about something that has to do, right? What involves people, all right, in mass, all right. Talk about public now. We're talking about an activity or decision, anything that has to do with people in their numbers. All right. So now we're not talking about relation, we're talking about interaction or how you get to interact, relate, communicate. All these are embedded in relations. Now, combining these two words together simply means how, all right, the study or the way by which public is being interacted with, all right, the interaction of the communication to the public. And let's not forget in our retrospective class, like we have been saying, the course is all about organization, all right, and we made it clear that an organization cannot exist without people making it work. All right. People now is not one, is not two. We're talking about people in their 50s, in their 100s, if not thousands, depending on the capacity of this organization. All right. We're taking it a little bit higher now to the state level and on a national level. Now, how does the government relate to its public? How does an organization relate to its members, both internally and externally? All right. It has to be public relations. Now, talking about the fundamental purpose of public relations, it is to establish, all right, a two-way flow, all right, a two-way to establish a two-way what flow, a two-way flow. Please, if you are on this stream and you are here to use the comment section, use the comment section to say hello, hi, good evening. Here is where I'm watching for, and if you are here to smash the like button, do not to smash the like button. All right. So now, it's the main purpose of public relations is to establish a two-way flow, all right, of mutual understanding. A two-way flow of mutual understanding. All right, a two-way flow of mutual understanding based on truth, knowledge, and full information. Based on truth, knowledge, and information. All right, and information. Now, this two-way flow, okay, speaking of two-way flow, now that means there are two very important factors or elements when it comes to relating with the public. Now, this important factors or element, all right, is said to be a body, all right, and public. Now, this body could be the government. This body could be the managing the board of director of an organization. This body could be a government parastatal. It could be anything. In as much as this body can be held accountable. This body can be called, all right, for questioning about what the responsibility given to them in relating with the public. All right. So talking about public relations now is not an abstract. All right. It's not something that is abstract. It is something that can be subjected under verification. All right. It is something that can be subjected. If we can refer to it as an empirical process, meaning that there is a body that is responsible for certain responsibilities, and they can be called to questioning if these responsibilities are not properly carried out. So that's why I said it. I say two-way flow. All right, meaning that a body has been charged with a responsibility, and this responsibility is not just to attend to the people that has given them this responsibility, but also extend this responsibility to a certain group of people. All right, extend this responsibility to a country, a nation, or a state. So it says here that the mutual here is that it is the same people that are giving them this responsibility are the same people, all right, that they are to be responsible to. All right, so it's a mutual benefit. Now, these same people are selected. Don't forget the fact that they are selected, they are empowered. All right, and the selection and the empowerment is for a particular purpose. And in exhibiting this their purpose, they have to be truthful about it. They have to be knowledgeable. That's why there's a voting process, the selection process, right? And they have to give what information as at when due. Now let's take more points from the material. Okay, so now we have it says here that that public relations involves the deliberate, planned, and sustained efforts. Now let's take note of all these points, please. It says it involves the deliberate, planned, and sustained efforts to establish and maintain mutual understanding between an organization and its public. Now, are you beginning to see that I said, speaking of the two-way flow, all right, there must be a body and there must be the public. Now, this is just reconfirming that. Now, it says here, so let's just abbreviate public relation with substitute that with PR. All right. So it says here it is the what? It is the deliberate, okay, planned, planned, and sustained. Sustained efforts. Okay, this planned, this deliberate, this planned, and sustained efforts. Okay, is what establish to establish Are we together? Establishing is not enough, but must also maintain, ensure that this establishment is functioning. This establishment does not go out of place, all right? Does not go out of order, okay? Is not being hijacked. The purpose is not being thwarted, okay? Maintain mutual understanding between. Now, this understanding that we keep calling mutual, do you know why we are using the word mutual? Now, indirectly, are we together? The people in the people in this body, they are from the same state that has given them this responsibility. Are we together? So indirectly, their responsibility is to take care of themselves. Now let's look at it this way. Okay, let's take this completely, and I explain that. Now we have effort to, all right, establish and maintain, all right, maintain mutual understanding between maintain. Okay, I think we are live again. Now let's quickly. I think we are live again. Now let's quickly explain this. Here is a community. All right. Here, public relation personnel. And we have public. Now, the community comes together, all right, selects this person, this person, this person, all right, this person, okay. All this now, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, and Mr. D all lives in this same community. All right, all lives, they dwell in this same community. They are not, all right, from somewhere else. They are from the same community. They know how things work in this community. They know what they are going through. They know their pain and everything. Now, the community as a whole then comes together to, all right, these people, all right, they were all of them. It's not by it's not, I wouldn't say it's by merit, all right? It is by probably equal, let's just say on an equal pedestrian, okay? And I said the community elected, all right, not selected. The community elected. So it's more like a on a palace of let's vote for our candidates. So out of about, okay, let's make them about six of them, all right? So about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So four were eventually, all right. Four were eventually elected. So now these four, all right, these four have now been elected with the responsibility of attending to the public, with the responsibility of feeding the public the truth, all right, and knowledgeable information as at when due. Now, these people, they have their houses. I'm not talking about the modern what we have these days that basically when they are being elected, they just disappear. Right? They see the world as something on their palm and disappear. I'm talking about the genesis of having the public relation personnel, having a body. responsible to the public. Talking about that's what I'm talking about here. So now the mutual, all right, understanding we're talking about here is that these people are from the same community that they are serving. So when the resources is being given to them, or when they put in strategies and they make revenue from the community, this revenue is to go back into the community, is to go back to the same public that has elected them, is to go back to the same public, to the same community which they are a product of. That's why you keep seeing the word mutual understanding. In as much as they are working, they are being paid for what they are working for, and the result of their work is to be reinvested into that same community that they are a product of. That is what it means by this mutual understanding based on truth, knowledge, and information. So let's take a step further. I want us to cover this tonight before we call it wrap. Now, therefore, it is important of cultivating contact between citizens. Speaking of public relations, it is very important, all right? Basically, the purpose of even having the public relation is to what? Is to cultivate contact between citizens and the administrators, all right? So you have cultivate contact between the citizens and the administrators. All right, cultivate contact between the citizens and the administrators. Very, very important. Okay, the administrators need to know what people are going through, get first-hand information, all right, and communicate it accordingly. Now, therefore, like I said, it is very, very important. Now, we have under the old conception of public states, the function of the states were limited and confined, all right? And the relationship between the states and the administrators was only that of servants and the masters. Speaking according to what we have there, it says, under the old conception of public functions of the states, all right? It was more like, that is the old conception. It was more like the relationship between the servants and the masters, meaning that the people doesn't really have much. We know the time. We know we've the human race has expressed a lot of total, all right, a lot of total decisions and absolute power, all right, dictatorship and the likes, whereby citizens could not speak out much. If not, it will be met by force and, all right, a lot of unnecessary things. So basically, it was more like the servant, the master, and the servant relationship. That is more like under the old conception. Now, the citizens were simply silent recipients. All right, citizens then were silent recipients of the order and command of administrators. Okay, and no human relation exists between the two. Okay, now the rise of democracy, thank God for democracy. All right, the rise of democracy not only changed the old concept of public states, but replaced it by a newer conception of social welfare states, whereby the states can listen to the people and respond accordingly. Are we together? Wonderful. So let's now almost all the states in modern world, irrespective of the form of government they have, are busy building and sustaining that universal framework of social order, all right, within which the life of man most freely become fully developed. So unlike the old concept whereby it is more like the servant and master, okay, so thank God for democracy which has replaced such concepts. Right now we have what we call the social welfare. All right, the social, we have it there. It says the social welfare states, whereby people can complain, people can demand, and the state can respond accordingly to the people's need. But sincerely, is that what we have? Or is that the reality in this age and dispensation? All right, we're just hoping that everything gets better, just as democracy has stated it, that the power belongs to people, all right, to the people, okay? And people in the position of authority have to respond according to the demand and need of the public. So permit me to raise this so we can actually take more points. Now we have now what are public relations? Okay. Now let's take some definitions from different scholars and even from encyclopedia. Now, according to encyclopedia, now the Encyclopedia American defines PR as the art of analyzing, influencing, and interpreting a person's idea, group, or business so that he or will be recognized as serving the public interest and will benefit from doing it. Now, what are we talking about here? Let's just take some points here and call it a wrap. Now, Encyclopedia America, that's Encyclopedia America, says the art, this PR, all right, as the art. It says this art is of analyzing, influencing, and interpreting. Analyzing, influencing, and interpreting, all right, a person's idea, all right, it could be a person, it could be a group, all right, the idea will be recognized as serving the public interest. Analyzing ideas to what? Serve the public interests, all right, serve the public interest, okay. Now, according to MC Canning, now, MC Kami here says public relation in government is the composite of all the primary and secondary contacts between the bureaucracy and the citizens and all the interactions of influence and attitudes established in this country. Now, according to what he is saying here, that's MC. Mm. All right, the point here is that he says if in government it is the composite PR in government, all right, is the what composite put together. Okay, he said put together all, all right, all the primary and secondary contacts. All right, all the primary and secondary contacts. Don't forget communication. Very, very important. The definition contact. All right, contact between, all right, the said public personnel, bureaucracy, and public personnel's policies, decisions altogether, and the citizens, and all the interactions and attitude within the country. Okay? Between, all right, we have primary and secondary contact between D, we have the bureau, all right, bureaucracy. All right, this is the principles, all right, the personnel, All right, the personnel, the principals, the personnel. All right, activities. All right, all together activities. Activities altogether makes up the bureaucracy, the bureaucratic system, all right, and the citizens. Okay, decisions, all right, and the citizens within a country. Okay, so we stop at that. Now let's take a step further. Now, so what are the aims? Now let's quickly take this. Now, according to Millet says public relation consists of two elements. All right, according to Millet. Now, to him, he said PR consists of, permit me to erase this. He says it consists of two elements. These elements are learning about public desires and aspirations, all right, and advising, learn public desires and aspirations. What does the public want? What does the public expect? Where is the shoe aching them? All right, advising the public about what should be, all right, what should advise the public what it should desire and do. All right, then advise the public. Now, the public can want this, then it is their responsibility to say, okay, we can achieve this, but this is what we need to do. All right, and this might not be in favor of us. Let's aspire for this instead. This is our responsibility according to Millet. So we have that as that. Now, aims of public relations. What are the aims? I believe you already know what these are from what we have been discussing before now. Now, the main aim of public relations are to disseminate to the public information about government policy as the main aim. All right, is to what? Disseminate. Disseminate what? Information. All right, is to disseminate to the public information. Public information. Okay, about the government policies and acts of government. Information about government policies. All right, and act of the government. That is the main aim. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so we have that as that. So basically, we are going to call it wrap here for today. And in our next class, we should, all right, be talking about, okay, public relation agencies in Nigeria. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe we've been able to gain something into this class. Please let's do well too. All right. Submit our notes. Let's keep our notes updated and submit them to the appropriate, all right, classes. Please, for those of you that are here to join the private class, let's do well to also reach out to me on www.tutorial.com and use the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner where it takes you to my WhatsApp, and you can send me a message where we can talk about how you can become a member. Thank you very much, everyone. I look forward to seeing you on the subsequent tutorial. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.